Okay.
The mic, please.
It's going to sound a silly question, but what are your thoughts about that?
I don't think we could have done too much more tonight with the quality that was out there. One or two of the goals we'll pick apart defensively and should have done better, especially the first one. But in terms of the gulf between the two teams, it's just far too much for us to comprehend and to make up tonight. And we're talking about Manchester United, Arsenal, and Chelsea trying to bridge the gap between the top, them and the top three. Well, halfway down League One, we've got no chance.
So, I mean, the second leg, how will you approach that? Is it just, you'll still, you think you'll still enjoy it?
We'll just celebrate the same as this one. It's not about tonight, it's about the achievement of Burton Albion reaching the semi-finals of a League Cup or Carabao Cup, whatever, a major cup competition. And that's why we had several thousand supporters here tonight celebrating the fact that we probably will never be here again. And that's how, in our history, that's how big the achievement is for us to make it to this point. And there's a lot of clubs never been to a semi-final. Never. And we've achieved one. Hate losing 9-0. Not nice. But I think with what they had on the pitch tonight, it was nothing more than we expected.
Nigel, Michael from ITV Central, you must have known you were going to be up against something very difficult, something special, but were you surprised at all by the relentless wave after wave of attack? They didn't stop at all, did they?
No, they don't. That's what makes them so good. They're professional and they keep going. They don't ease off at any point, which Spurs didn't at Tranmere, and that's one of the differences between the top teams. And they don't just beat you, they annihilate you. And it's not very pleasant when you're on the other end of it, but that's what they're capable of. And that front five, just said to the players in there, if the front five are playing in the semi-final of the Champions League, if they get there in a couple of months' time, they'll give Real Madrid problems, or whoever they're playing. So they're going to give us problems. I actually thought our goalkeeper made a couple of good saves tonight. I don't think he's cost us a goal and he's conceded 9. But massive learning experience for the young players especially. Reece Hutchinson, 18 years old at left back. Great experience. We can't give them that. We can't buy them that experience. And hopefully they'll take something from it. Not tonight, it'll take a few days because it hurts when you lose by that many. But when we sit down in a week or so, everybody will take a lot from tonight. I say it wasn't about the game tonight, it was just about the achievement of getting there for the club.
Anybody else?
Oh, there's a lady at the front, steady, Rich, steady. Oh, he's ignored you. He's gone straight past you.
Nigel,
Yes, go on.
Nigel, at what point did you start thinking about Gillingham on Saturday? With regards to substitutions and stuff like that, did you start...
Well, before the game, really, we knew Liam Boyce wasn't ever going to play 90 minutes. Scott Fraser and Jamie Allen had been injured, missed a couple of games ago, so they were the three obvious ones to come off tonight, just to protect them from injury. So that was always in our minds, irrespective of the score. And Gillingham's more important for us. Yes, played well tonight. He played well. He's a nice footballer. And be the biggest arena he's played in, and biggest game he's played in. So, and I thought he kept his head, got the ball down, especially in the first half, and played well. Yep. If we wanted to drop to anybody at the moment after his hat trick at Rochdale, it was him. But he just got underneath it and went over the bar. But great chance. Don't think it would have affected the outcome too much of the evening, but it would have been nice to score a goal. We had a couple of little forays and it never quite dropped. But yeah, it was bad luck for him that he just put it over. Yeah, well, I think they struggled as much as anybody tonight. So, and it's funny because they found that they didn't have anybody to mark for large periods of the evening, and that's the danger. Is that they just pop up in little holes and run beyond you. They don't actually stand up against you as they do in League One, and that's part of the problem. So hopefully they'll recover in time for try and keep us a clean sheet against Gillingham. It'll be a bit different, 3,000, and if we get 3,000, we'll be doing well Saturday. So it'll be a bit different.
Nigel, when you look back to your time at Manchester City, is it hard to comprehend just how far this club have come in a short space of time? Oh, definitely, everything. It's quite a long time, though. Unfortunately, it's not a short space of time. It's a good number of years now, 20 odd years. But I think every single aspect of the club,
I think the strength of what they've done is they've done it from the bottom as well. I think from the academy all the way through. And a lot of clubs just spend big on the first team and everything else they think will take care of themselves. I don't think they've done that. I think we're very fortunate to work with somebody called Tom Glick at Derby, and he came here to Manchester for a few years. He's just gone back to the States. And we know how good he was at his job, and all the way across the board, I think the club is on an incredibly good footing, which with the finances they've got available to them. It doesn't always happen, but I think that's what makes them so formidable.
Nigel, you talked about in your pre-match press conference about the players learning a lot from the players that they're going to be playing against, and you were going to learn a lot from the man you were up against in the technical area. What did you learn about his tactics tonight?
If you can spend about 500 million on players, it helps, because they're the best players some of the best players in the world out there, and then you give them the freedom and the confidence to play as they do and express themselves, and then you get what you see tonight. And no disgrace in what happened to us. They put 5, 6s and probably more past Premier League teams on regular occasions. So I think quite a few of the players were wide-eyed at half-time when they came in and said, seen it on television every week, but seeing it firsthand, they couldn't believe how good the players were that they were up against tonight. They couldn't believe it. And you can't help but admire somebody like David Silva on the ball, and he looks to have so much time and space all the time, and his movement. And what the lads said was, they don't seem to be running their lads some of the time. They just seem to glide around the pitch. And it's very, very easy for them, I think, when they're that good. Okay, thank you.